first of all, St. Francis was a very popular saint and is to this day, as sort of like St. Valentine's. Everybody knows who they are, even if they aren't really active in church. Plus, we love our animals, and celebrating this blessing with people and their pets is a celebration of creation, of God's gifts to us in nature and in the animals that we've been able to domesticate and have great affection for. And people love this service. They enjoy it.
He's got a brother that's down the street. These are sisters and father and mother.
So they'll tolerate a lot of nonsense.
Absolutely, they love it.
But see how...
Hello.
I thought maybe you forgot for a minute.
Excuse me.
Oh, right, and I don't think. How old is he? He's fine.
He's 7 months old.
Well, see, he's a baby. Yeah. Yes. He just, he's so bad.
Well, she and Lucy and Ricky are good friends. They play all the time.
Who's your buddy here?
Caesar.
And what is Caesar?
Macaw. Blue and gold macaw.
And how long have you and Caesar been friends?
12 years. But she's 37.
What's the best thing about Caesar?
There is no best thing. She's just an interesting companion.
Okay, I'm going to ask people to keep the barking down. The dogs and cats are doing great. Let's start our service. Please open your bulletin. And first of all, welcome. Welcome to Christ Church. We're happy to have all of you here. Even with the bad weather, we're glad it didn't keep you away. There are lots of warm activities. Lord be with you. Let us pray together the collect for St. Francis Day. Most high, amid the vanities of this world, that following the way of Blessed Francis, we may promote I bless you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. There you go. Okay. Who do we have?
We have Tamika.
Tamika. Hi, Tamika. Okay. I bless you in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And who's this?
Maxwell.
Maxwell. Maxwell?
Here, Max. What you got?
Hey, Max. Maxwell, I bless you in the name of the Father. Give her your paw. Sit, Paul. Sit, Paul. Give your
His name is Wally.
Wally.
Wally sits.
My drinking caused problems at home and at school. My grades dropped. I lost a lot of my friends. Drinking made me stupid.
We're high school students.
And we're here to tell you that underage drinking just isn't cool.
It isn't safe. It isn't healthy. We know you're smart.
So don't act stupid.
Make smart choices.
We want you to stay safe
And healthy.
Underage drinking just isn't cool.
Just isn't cool.
Go ape at Amanda's. Amanda's and Napoleon fireplaces can make your home warm and inviting. Amanda's has expert advice. Go ape and reduce your heating costs with Amanda's and Napoleon fireplaces. Wood stoves as low as $9.95. See Napoleon fireplaces and go ape at Amanda's. Napoleon wood, pellet, gas stoves, and fireplace inserts will reduce your heating costs. Amanda's Fireplace, just north of Hudson.
It is predicted that broadband internet demand will double every 2 years. Netflix alone consumes 30% of all broadband on the network. Therefore, Mid-Hudson is dedicated to monitoring the broadband network and making the investments necessary to keep up with demand. The upgrade that is currently being done will deliver higher speeds and better internet experiences for our high-speed customers. This is our commitment to you.
I am lucky and happy. Do I live upstairs?
You don't look a day over 56. Oh, that's wonderful.
And I love it.
And every day's a holiday.
Yeah, almost.
Good, good.
I enjoy
nice.
Okay.
How are you?
Good to see you.
You come down to see me?
Yes, I did.
Well, that's awful nice. Thank you.
Blossom's all right.
It does. It's very pretty.
Congratulations. You having a good day?
I am. Yes, thank you. Well, it's nice they brought you down to see me. We did. Just for you. Good. Good, good.
So it's kind of like family. I mean, you're
This-
working with people for quite a while.
Yes, it is. It's like family. This is like my home away from home. Hi. Oh, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you. 55 years.
You're staying?
Oh, yes. I'm never going to retire.
You'd be lost.
I would be.
Years, but it's 55.
Huh?
We thought it was 50.
No,
But
this
it's 55.
55 years. My goal might be 60 years, another 5.
You feel good?
I feel terrific.
Here's your cake. It's yummy? Isn't it good?
It's cute. Well, once I was waiting on a customer and he had stolen checks. And I had to keep him here. And I managed to do that.
They got the guy?
They did.
She's awesome. Betty is so awesome. She is here every single day with a smile on her face. She's one of the most reliable, accountable people I've ever known, yet she's like the branch grandmother. It's a pleasure to work with her every day.
What does she do for the people who work here? She's kind of set the mood, set the tone?
She sets the mood all the time. There's peace here all the time because of Betty.
It's amazing.
It is why.
It's been a lifetime challenge. I've done so many different jobs within Key, and I've enjoyed them all.
Today, Betty has been with Key Bank for 55 years. 55 years. She's one of the nicest, most valuable employees we could have here, and I know all you guys love her. And a lot of people have been coming today just to give her well wishes, and she even came in on her vacation.
Yes, she did.
So,
Yes, she did.
a Key Bank tradition is every 5 years, you get a new pin. It starts off with a gold one, and then you get jewels as it goes through. So, this one is a very special pin, and I believe it's the first 55-year pin in the history of Key. So take a look at that. So, congratulations on 55 years.
Thank you.
And many more, I
Betty.
hope.
Absolutely.
There's room for one more diamond.
And you'll be here for it. You will be here for it.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you for all your service, Betty.
Oh, you're welcome.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience.
We've known each other since kids. Yeah. I feel great. I feel great. Good to see you.
Oh, I think I have.
Thank you. It is.
Yeah. I thought they'd give you the day off.
Yes. Thanks, Charlie.
Okay.
Have some goodies.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, and sign my book.
Oh, yep, you signed that.
Did you?
Oh, thank you.
Good.
So you feel special?
I feel special,
Yeah,
Lance.
you're always special.
Yeah, I do. I do.
But they're much slower without you on that side of the
Are they really?
It would appear as though. I gotta go see Christine. Congratulations.
Okay, thanks.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing? I'm doing great.
I'll stop.
Okay.
Kelly did what?
Okay, they went together.
What keeps you going?
What keeps me going? Meeting friendly people and meeting nice people. And my people I work with, I love them all. They're good to me.
It is predicted that broadband internet demand will double every 2 years. Netflix alone consumes 30% of all broadband on the network. Therefore, Mid-Hudson is dedicated to monitoring the broadband network and making the investments necessary to keep up with demand. The upgrade that is currently being done will deliver higher speeds and better internet experiences for our high-speed customers. This is our commitment to you.
Go ape at Amanda's. Amanda's and Napoleon fireplaces can make your home warm and inviting. Amanda's has expert advice. Go ape and reduce your heating costs with Amanda's and Napoleon fireplaces. Wood stoves as low as $9.95. See Napoleon fireplaces and go ape at Amanda's. Napoleon wood, pellet, gas stoves, and fireplace inserts will reduce your heating costs. Amanda's Fireplace, just north of Hudson. Go ape at Amanda's. Amanda's and Napoleon fireplaces can make your home warm and inviting. Amanda's has expert advice. Go ape and reduce your heating costs with Amanda's and Napoleon fireplaces. Wood stoves as low as $9.95. See Napoleon fireplaces and go ape at Amanda's. Napoleon wood, pellet, gas stoves, and fireplace inserts will reduce your heating costs. Amanda's Fireplace, just north of Hudson.
People always will ask me, they always say, what is it with Betty Bell and Frank Sullivan? They're such good friends. Now, the two of you go back a long way.
Well, that's true. We are very good friends in that I think that hardly anyone I know is more dependable than she is when I need something. And I think she knows she can depend upon me also if she needs something. So we get on each other's nerves beyond belief. I can't tell you to what extent we do that, but fundamentally, though, you know, we would come to each other's aid whenever it was necessary, and even it, you know, however inconvenient. There are a lot of people you could do things for, but you might not go way out, or might not even ask somebody to go way out. I could ask her to go way out, and she could ask me. And I think that's a real, true friendship.
You think is that going to be difficult for you?
To move?
Well,
it's going to be difficult physically because I've got so much.
Is it going to be emotionally difficult to separate Frank Sullivan from Hudson High School?
No, it's not going to. No. It's not going to be emotionally difficult. Well, wait a minute, I'm not sure. I think if we talk about emotionally difficult, all I can say is the difficulty lies with me and my classes. If I miss those kids terribly much, then it's quite possible. But I think I've had enough pleasure in my kids to be able to do without it. And I'm finding, for example, living up in Copiague Falls, that I can go well, practically all of last summer, for example. I had my 2 dogs. We went out every day. I worked in the garden. I hardly talked to anybody. I hardly had any kind of social situation. And I was perfectly content. And I hope that goes on. Because there was one time in my life when, you know, I hated weekends because I felt a strong loneliness when I was by myself. I don't feel that anymore. I'm such a joyful person to be with. Well, anyway, I think that if that time comes back when I hated being alone, it could happen, I suppose.
Did you hate being alone or being away from school?
I hated being alone, I think. And I don't know. I don't know why I was so alone. But as I say, I just hated weekends simply because I was alone, and in school I had people around me all the time. And it was a terrible time. It wasn't very long-lived, I'm glad to say, but there was such a time. And those things can happen again. But I don't think it'll happen that way. I think I'm going to be pretty much absorbed. And I haven't got too many more years to go, actually, I don't think. Although I'm glad to hear that the insurance company gives me about 17 more years. If you pass 65, you can live as many as 17 more years past 65. That gives me 15 more years to go. I don't think I'm going to make that.
Christmas time, people are able to come and visit the house when we're open and decorated. And I think because you're much freer to walk around the building, it's really much more approachable as a family home. And this year especially, since we have the children's game, the spider's web and the sitting room, and the tree, which is very child-oriented, it's just got a very nice feeling of being something that, things that we recognize, and it makes a better connection, I think, with the churches as a family possible. People who visit the house can walk around and really look at objects that they can't get this close to at other times of the year. And I've especially noticed with the children in the house, the school children right now, that the questions they're asking are very much focused on family relationships and how the family would have celebrated Christmas, and looking at the dining room table, I think, on parties and etiquette around the dining room table in the 19th century being so different from what we're used to now. And that really comes out in the decoration, which forces you to use your dining room in a very different way than we're used to doing. So it's really a nice time to get a feeling for how life went in the 19th century.
What are some of the more noticeable differences between, let's say, the way the church has celebrated Christmas and the way we do it today?
I think it's in some ways a much shorter celebration, although we mustn't make the mistake of thinking that Christmas commercialism is new to the 20th century. We have a letter from Mrs. Carnes, it was Mrs. Church's mother, dated the 24th of December in the end of the 1870s, in which she talks about Christmas and, do my 4 darling grandchildren have enough candy, or should I send some more? And she says on Christmas Eve, you can't believe how the streets of New York City are packed with carriages and the stores are thronged with people. You would think they were only just now buying their presents, instead of which this has been the situation for the past 3 weeks. So it was very much the same as we're used to it now. And the period magazines all warn to avoid commercialism and tell you that it's a mistake to try and buy the holiday by purchasing all the decorations, and urge people to take this opportunity to spend time together as a family, to make decorations for the tree. And they have a wonderful quote in which they say, by doing this you can build up a fund of memories for the future years when perhaps the entire family circle will be gone from the fireside forever. Which is just something that we think of perhaps when family members are gone. This is when you take your time to really build memories together, something I think we're very aware of now. So those are really similarities, aren't they? But the holiday celebrations, in part limited by the freshness of the greens, were a little shorter. They would not bring the tree in. When I talk to the school children, they've all had their Christmas tree set up for weeks. Well, in the 19th century, the Christmas tree was often thought to be brought by Santa Claus on Christmas Eve. And that's when it would be lit, the candles would all be lit up, and the presents would be hung on the tree and distributed right from off of the tree. And they would keep things up probably for another week. Some of the publications suggest lighting the candles again on New Year's Eve, and then they would all be taken down because it would really be much too dangerous to light them a second time.
Dry.